Hi there, I'm Daphne Walbridge from the First Year Principal. Welcome to today's coaching. I help first year and aspiring principals thrive as educational leaders. And I do this by focusing on conscious leadership. So this month we are talking about work-life balance and how to thrive as a school leader, specifically a new school leader without burning out and without leaving our loved ones behind and our self-care behind. And today, I want to talk about the importance of self-care and why in our society this is often labeled as being selfish, especially for women, and the cop-outs we tend to tell ourselves or subscribe to, all in the name of avoiding self-care practices. So if this is something you can relate to, struggling with adopting a self-care routine for yourself, please let me know down below and we'll keep the conversation going. So first of all, self-care for principals or for school leaders or really for any educator now more than ever is critical. And I've talked about this throughout many of my blogs. This is a theme I come back to regularly. And the reason I come back to this is because if we don't fill our own cup, we cannot be of service to others. Don't forget, the principal is the filter of his or her school. So if something's off with the principal, the whole school feels it. The whole school community feels it. So it is a non-negotiable that principals, school leaders, educators, teachers take the time to take care of themselves and to adopt a self-care practice. Now, what does a self-care practice look like? I'm not talking about mani-pedis and having a glass of wine at the end of the day and binging out on Netflix. This is not what I'm talking about when I talk about a self-care practice. Self-care practice goes a little bit deeper than that, and it really relates to tapping into our spirituality and our growth and our creativity and looking to develop connection first of all with ourselves, so we tap into our authentic selves and as a result can shine the light on to others. So how can we adopt a self-care practice? Well, first of all, it's noticing that it's accepting that it is a non-negotiable. The first thing we need to do is to shift our mindset for those who have been conditioned to think that self-care is selfish, and that if we're doing that, we're not taking care of our children or our spouses or other family members. So that's the first step, is to notice where our mindset is and to shift any disempowering beliefs surrounding self-care. So that's the first step. Noticing, what do we feel? How do we feel about self-care? And if it focuses on being selfish, well, then we're going to have to reprogram that, and we're going to have to recondition ourselves and to shift it on its head and to say that, you know what, we need self-care, because if I don't take care of myself, I cannot be of service to others, and my role is important here. So that's the first step. And the second step is to also schedule in some time, ritualize your self-care. Now, if you've been following my work for a while, you know that I'm a big promoter of the morning power hour, and I do a lot of work of my spiritual growth, my physical growth, and self-care in the morning, right? Exercising, eating well, hydrating, meditating, learning. So that is my special time to start my day, is in the morning. Your special time can be at lunchtime if you take an hour for yourself, or at night when the kids are in bed. It's important to find a time during the day that suits you and that will be sacred to you. It has to be a non-negotiable, and you need to let your family know, this is my time, and it's my time to nurture myself, to fill my cup so I can be there for you. And the third step is to figure out what you want to do for self-care? Do you want to listen to an audiobook, something that will inspire you? Do you have a journaling practice? Even just doing a brain dump, or writing out gratitude, your gratitude list, or writing out everything that went well during the day and why it went well. So having some kind of journaling practice, meditation, sitting still, even if it's for 5 minutes, is really, really important. It's important because you have to focus on your breath. You have to just quiet your mind and come back to your breath. And then when you've come back to your breath, things will start to settle and your mind will feel at peace, even if it's for just 5 minutes, and then you start from there. And lastly, just reach out to just see what you can do creatively. What ignites you? I love creating these videos for you. For me, it ignites my creativity, and I feel that I'm being of service at the same time. So for me, it's a spiritual growth. It helps me stay energized. It helps me stay focused in service. So for me, it's part of my well-being and my self-care practice, creating these videos. So I invite you to let me know down below one activity you can start doing today that would move the needle towards helping you feel better, more at peace with yourself, and that you are taking your self-care seriously. Just one activity, maybe something I've mentioned or something new that I haven't mentioned in this video. So once again, just to wrap up today's talk, self-care is part of a work-life balance perspective for school leaders, because this is the theme of the month, is work-life balance. And part of being living a balanced life is also to make sure that you have set aside some time for self-care, because you are the number one person in your life, and it's not selfish to think this way. It's actually a healthy way of looking at life, and it's the only way you can be of service to others and to shine your brightest light onto everyone's world as well. So please let me know what you think of this video, and if you know somebody who may need this message today, make sure to pass it along to them as well. If you're looking for great resources, feel free to check out the Conscious Parenting Toolkit for Educators. That is brand new. I am going to be offering a conscious parenting workshop for educators this coming spring, February, March. So be on the lookout for that. I'm really, really excited. It's going to be a day-long workshop. Fabulous. It'll help us tap into our spirituality, and it'll teach us how to connect how to connect with our children, and as a result our students as well. So it should be a great journey. So the link is in my bio or in the description box above this video. So take care, and I can't wait to connect with you. Have a great day, everyone.